There's a secret to finding success in 2024, and I'm here to share it with you. In astrology, Jupiter is the planet of blessings, good luck, optimism, and abundance. And so I will primarily focus on the movement of Jupiter through Taurus and Gemini, the aspects it's making, and highlight the dates you want to pay attention to before breaking it down for all 12 signs. Without further ado, I present to you how to find success in 2024. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive astrology. If you're new to my channel, please support me by leaving a like or a comment, subscribing, and pressing that notification bell. All of that helps show my content to more people, encourages me to bring more videos your way. You also have the option of saying thank you by buying me a coffee, and if you cannot do that, please share my video with any of your friends. That is also super helpful. So in this video, I'm going to focus on Jupiter as it moves through Taurus and Gemini. In astrology, we have two planets that are very sort of beneficial and connected to gifts and blessings, and that is Venus. Venus is known as the lesser benefic, and it's lesser in a sense that it's similar to having a good day when the traffic lights are all green and you're spending time with people you love, enjoying delicious foods, etc. While Jupiter is known as the greater benefic. So Jupiter's gifts are larger. Jupiter gifts have to do with success, growth, abundance, spiritual enlightenment. Success is defined differently by different people, right? But one thing about Jupiter is that it teaches us, especially in Taurus, it teaches us to take things slow, to stay grounded, to remember that we shouldn't just go fast, right? Like we really need to find a good balance between our bodies and our minds. I have been diving deeper and deeper into meditation this year, just sort of trying to combat the anxiety that comes with owning my own business. And that is why I'm so honored to introduce you to Aura, an all-in-one app for your wellness and mindfulness, which is sponsoring today's video. This app has been absolutely life-changing for me in terms of calming down my busy Gemini moon mind, helping me stay grounded. It has so much variety. All you need to do is update your preferences, make a few choices, and you will have access to thousands of meditations, sounds, breath work, therapy tools like cognitive behavioral therapy, life coaching, and more. My personal favorite right now is the cat purring meditation, ASMR, and music. It's so relaxing, perfect for winding down at the end of the day or doing your work and just sort of feeling chill. You get all the benefits of owning a cat without any risks like allergies or getting scratched. So how cool is that to have an app that lets you access thousands of coaches and connect with people that you specifically resonate with? They even have an option of training with celebrities. For example, they have masterclass stories from Olympic gold medalist Greg Louganis and Twilight star Ashley Greene. Get started for free on Aura's website using the special link in my description. First 500 people get a free trial plus 25% off. Do not hesitate to sign up. Aura has worked for me and it will work for you. So talking about Jupiter, right? Jupiter is making an important transition this year. It starts the year at 5 degrees 35 minutes Taurus. And then on May 25th, it enters Gemini and then stays in Gemini until June 9th, 2025, moving from 1 to 21 degrees. Jupiter will go retrograde on October 10th. And when Jupiter is retrograde, his blessings are a little bit less available. So you would want to maximize the start of the year as much as you can, especially the period of Jupiter in Taurus. So the period until May 25th, because April, May has the most juice, the most bang for the buck. And then Jupiter going into Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini is in detriment, so its gifts may be a bit harder to access. Plus, it's going to be squaring Saturn. So, you know, the first half of the year has more sparkle, let's say. So the story of Jupiter is interesting because it encouraged us to start new things in 2022 and early 2023 as it traveled through Aries, which would have been all about independence, self-expression, from mid-2023 until mid-2024, Jupiter in Taurus has been all about building things and getting some rewards, but sort of slow progress. And then Jupiter going into Gemini will be about changing and adapting. You are more likely to get the gifts of gifts and benefits becomes genefits. You're more likely to get the genefits to get gifts of Jupiter if you are somebody who is ruled by Jupiter. And that means you are a Pisces or Sagittarius, whether that means you are a Pisces rising or a Pisces sun. If you are a rising Pisces or Sagittarius, for sure, because then your entire chart is ruled by Jupiter, but Pisces sun, Sagittarius sun, or moon will feel that as well. Additionally, you will feel it if you are in a Jupiter-ruled year. Every year in astrology, every year of life, your personal year corresponds to a house in a natal chart, starting at 0. The first house, starting, you turn 1, you go in the second, and you keep circling. So if you are in a year of life that is Pisces or Sagittarius, meaning your year of life is ruled by Jupiter, you are more likely to receive blessings as well. Like I said, between January 1st, May 25th, Jupiter is in Taurus. It's moving from 5 to 29 degrees Taurus. So people with placements between 5 and 29 degrees fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, will likely to be affected more. Placements are planets and angles. Also, more easy, positive, sort of smooth manifestation of this will come for people with planets between 5 and 29 degrees Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, and Pisces. Those are, Jupiter being in Taurus, earth sign, earth and water really gel well together. So other earth and water signs will feel kind of easy, happy blessings here. And then from May 25th, 2024 until December 31st, Jupiter will be moving through Gemini. So here, if you have planets between 0 and 21 degrees Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces, you will feel these effects stronger. Also, here we have Jupiter in an air sign, and air and fire signs go well together. So if you have the same 0 to 21 degrees, but now Aquarius, Libra, Aries, and Leo, you are more likely to feel the benefits too. So some of the important dates I want to highlight before we dive into the signs, right? Early in the year, January 12th and 28th, we have Mars exalted in Capricorn. We have Venus in a sign that she's pretty happy in, Capricorn as well. Both trine Jupiter in Taurus. And here you have a supportive energy between your initiative and your charm and the planet of good luck. So whatever you need to initiate at this time, right? Mercury has finally stationed direct on the 1st. Planets are starting to speed up. Jupiter is already moving direct. It's stationed direct on the 30th of December 2023. So any action that involves your courage, that involves independence, that involves business, entrepreneurship, social pursuits, art, all of this stuff will be encouraged and empowered, as well as the traditional Jupiterian fields of control, and that is travel, education, writing, publishing, teaching. So the next big transit, the effects start to build in early April and last until May 25th. But on April 20th, we have Jupiter conjunct Uranus, arguably the biggest transit of 2024. Previously, if you want to sort of research back, we've had the same transit in the sign of Aries in June 2010, and then again September 2010 and January 2011 in Pisces. So if you're someone who keeps extensive notes or journals, or you want to look back to see what was introduced, what was initiated in your life at that time, that could be important. As well as if you want to look even further back, in February 1997, we had this conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. So if you're familiar with the houses Aquarius, Aries, and Pisces are in your chart, you could sort of reflect and see what was starting what was happening in your life. But Jupiter and Uranus together are big. Jupiter is the benefic. Jupiter is your wisdom, your optimism, your growth, success. And Uranus is sudden. Uranus is unique, so you can expect fast developments, big gains, at times big losses if you're being reckless, right? But Jupiter will protect you. There's definitely more power Jupiter has to bless you with things. So you can expect lucky breaks, you can expect unique opportunities, you can expect sort of greater flexibility of the mind, more freedom, more connection with other people, more problem-solving skills that come from your ability to see things differently. It's of course impossible to predict what kind of opportunities will come 100% because Uranian whole thing is that he's unpredictable. But there is benefits coming from Jupiter, and listen to your sign, of course, to know more. But Jupiter deals with expansion of your mind. It deals with spirituality. It deals with society and community and connection. So growth and expansion through connecting with others, through taking social action, through education, travel, writing, publishing, anything like that. Plus, you got to think of the Taurus side of things, right? And Taurus is money, Taurus is beauty, Taurus is food. So if you're someone thinking of like starting a restaurant, April might be the time to do it. On May 18th, we have the Sun conjunct Jupiter. So this is Jupiter Cazimi. Another great day to start something new. You have a start of a new cycle of growth. Good luck is on your side. Optimism is on your side. You may benefit from gifts, compliments, money, support of other people. It's a great time to go on a trip. It's a great time to start a business, to make an investment, and to start any kind of new project. And then between May 22nd, 23rd, and of course you can give it a few days before, a few days after, Venus conjoins Jupiter. And that's another good time, blessings, abundance, lovely for financial dealings, for investing into Venusian and Jupiterian projects. So travel, art, business, sales, jewelry, anything like that is lovely. On May 25th, Jupiter goes into Gemini, and here Jupiter is in detriment. And the difficulty of Jupiter being in Gemini comes from too many options. Gemini is the sign ruled by Mercury. Mercury is very analytical. Mercury takes things apart. It focuses on the little details. And at times, if you have strong Gemini placements or Virgo placements, if you're very mercurial, you're likely someone who is critical, someone who is constantly calculating, computing, and analyzing, right? Jupiter is about a big picture. Jupiter is about something uniting all of this. It's about finding the truth in everything. So at times it's really hard to just figure out what the goal is when Jupiter is in Gemini. There could be too many possibilities that you're considering and sort of missing out on opportunities. But at the same time, Jupiter in Gemini will bring blessings through your connections. It will bring blessings through intellectual pursuits, through social media, through connecting with other people through social media. On June 2nd, Gemini Jupiter will trine Pluto in Aquarius. So Pluto is making an ingress into Aquarius, right? It's also kind of a big deal next year. And so even though Jupiter in Gemini has its difficulties, it's still supported by Pluto. So if you are staying moral, if you are pursuing goals that benefit the collective, if you are you're putting the good of all above your own, you can actually find gains through this Jupiter transit as well. And this one lasts the trine of Jupiter and Pluto lasts about 2 weeks on each side, I'm going to say. So from May 25th until June 16th or something like that. So definitely can bring gains through your personal effort to do work that helps other people. And of course, it can also bring gains even if you're super self-oriented, but the more moral you are, the more high-minded, the more focused on the good of all, the better it will be. And then the final transit before we dive into the 12 signs is Jupiter squaring Saturn on August 19th and December 24th. And this is where some of your growth, some of your gains will get reality checks from Saturn. You may have to proceed a little bit slowly. You may have to, if you have made good money early in the year, this might be the time when you have to spend some of this money, when you have to pay some taxes, pay some bills, encounter some kind of limiting circumstances. Do not get discouraged, because Saturn is not here to frustrate you. Saturn is here to teach you. So be open to learning, and definitely take advantage of the early positive energy. That is what I'm going to focus on as I go through all 12 signs, as well as give you hopefully some practical advice and some kind of literal suggestions you can take on and run with. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead and what all of this means specifically for you, including which dates are the best for you, I am currently running a sale on my 2024 year ahead reading, so you can save $20 with a coupon code down below on the live consultation, or you can save $40 on the recorded reading. The links and information is down there. So let's break it down for all 12 signs and see what this might mean for you. If you are an Aries rising, from the start of the year until May 25th, Jupiter will be in your second house of money and values. Between January 12th, January 28th, Mars and Venus are also in your house of career, and they're trining Jupiter in your second house. So this could be the perfect time to initiate professional action, to reach out to your boss, to ask for a raise, to maybe even sell something or be in the public eye, because here you have very kind of courageous and charming energy in the house of career, so you can expect a lot of gains and rewards. On April 20th, Jupiter will conjoin Uranus in your second house. And between May 22nd, 23rd, and I would expand this to say April and May, Jupiter will be not only conjoining Uranus, but it's also going to be conjoining Venus in your second house. And Venus is in rulership in Taurus. So you have so much positive energy between April and May happening in your second house, connecting the rulers of your 9th and 12th houses together with the rulers of the 2nd and 7th houses, bringing breakthroughs and changes and sudden opportunities around money and wealth. And the fact that it connects rulers of the 9th, the 12th, the 2nd, the 7th, it makes me think of like partnerships that you're starting, connections that you're making, maybe talking to people who can give you some business advice or some financial advice. This could be a lovely time to invest in education, to invest into travel, to invest into if you are somebody who's dealing with a legal matter, if you've been waiting for it to finish, this could be the time when you're finally experiencing a turning point. Second house is the place of values, and the biggest value we have, most of us have, is ourselves, right? So this could be a really great time to save some money for old age, or save some money for a class that you want to take, or save some money for a trip that you want to go on. The fact that that Jupiter also rules your 12th house makes me wonder if what you're working on is either healing yourself, and maybe the breakthrough comes from feeling better about yourself and sort of overcoming some kind of difficult past life or past situation, or you're working on becoming a healer, right? Because Jupiter rules the 9th and the 12th in your chart, and it's present in the second house, meaning that you're like opening yourself up to new ideas. You're opening yourself up to different possibilities, to maybe imaginative work, spiritual work, healing work. You may be trusting yourself more and finding ways to use your knowledge to help other people. I can definitely see gains through that, as well as potential shifts professionally. This could also be the time when you get a raise, when you get access to some kind of resources, and maybe make some important investments. On May 25th until June 9th, 2025, Jupiter will be in your third house. And here you are taking these financial gains, you're taking these realizations, and you're bringing them in the house of everyday work, communication, siblings, and schedule. And so you are finding ways to, I think, start a business, to maybe start a class, either actually start studying or become a teacher, start teaching potentially. I think Jupiter in the third house can also be quite beneficial for positive thinking, for getting involved with the community. It is trining Pluto in your 11th house, so friendships, networks, social media, all being crucial resources for you right now in building your life. Just a note that on August 19th and December 24th, Jupiter in your third house will be squaring Saturn in the 12th, so there might be some difficult conversations that you're having around topics of resources, or difficult conversations you're having with siblings, maybe some kind of realization you're having about your self-defeating tendencies, your bad habits, and needing to move through that with patience and calm. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, book a reading with me and save $20 on the in-person consultation if you book a year ahead reading, or save $40 on the recorded option in the shop section of my website. Links and coupon codes are down below. If you are a Taurus rising, Jupiter is traveling through your first house until May 25th, 2024. Basically in January, on January 12th and January 28th, Mars and Venus in Capricorn, your 9th house, will be trining Jupiter in the first. So you're seeing development of self, and you're seeing personal action that involves travel, that involves education, that involves writing, maybe some kind of legal matter completing, or you're starting a legal matter. Maybe you're starting some kind of, I don't know, lawsuit to win a bunch of money or something like that. I can also see this as like an increase in faith, an increase like a mindset shift, maybe starting to realize what you truly desire, what your place in the world is. And then that leads into Jupiter conjoining Uranus on April 20th of 2024. Jupiter rules your 8th and 11th houses. It conjoins Uranus in the first house. It's also going to conjoin Venus between May 22nd and 23rd. So April and May are very sort of highlighted and very big for you, because this is happening in your first house. It's the house of identity. It's the place of your look, your body, your physicality. And so Jupiter rules the 8th and 11th. Like I said, Jupiter is also coming together with Venus, the ruler of your 1st and the 6th. And this feels very potentially professionally oriented, but even more so, it's a personal shift that you're experiencing. I can see you discovering like a new way to take care of yourself. I can see you starting to, become more interested in health and in your physical body. Maybe you're starting to exercise. Maybe you're not just starting to exercise, but you're taking the knowledge you have about your body and you're becoming a fitness influencer, a yoga teacher, some kind of spiritual guide. It's a great time for taking any independent action. Jupiter is blessing you. You are this person that is the luckiest right now, because Jupiter is in your first house. So it's almost like you cannot go wrong. Of course, do not make reckless decisions. Do not put all your money on a wounded horse, right? Like, try to stay thoughtful, but it is a beautiful period for starting new projects, for doing work that puts you in front of others, for maybe starting partnerships, because Jupiter rules your 8th house of other people's money and resources and your 11th house of community. So it's almost like you are being the person who's uniting other people, who's gathering resources, bringing it to community, and the resource can be the knowledge. I just keep thinking about like you becoming a teacher, a guide, a consultant, and that could mean like literally being a teacher, or that could mean blogging about your knowledge about health, or that could mean becoming like a doula or something like that, where you are using your wisdom, knowledge, optimism to encourage and help other people. So it's a great time to, like I said, besides starting new projects, reaching out to other people, making investments, paying off debts, and asking for more as well, because Jupiter rules your 8th house of debts and loans and maybe you're paying off some debts. Maybe you are starting partnerships that offer more financial freedom. I can see that happening as well. And then on May 25th and until June 9th, Jupiter will enter your second house of money and values. So the breakthrough you had around your identity is now starting to work for you financially. And you are perhaps making investments. You're making investments in knowledge, if I say so myself. Because Jupiter, Jupiter is the planet of wisdom. So when it's traveling through your second house, it is good for money, but it's also potentially the time when you start to prioritize not knowing more things, learning more things, and maybe sort of making investments into things that are like books or travel or advices from people, like even, I don't know, getting astrology consultations or something like that. Early in June, Jupiter will also be trining Pluto in your 10th house, and that is beneficial for professional action, right? Pluto goes into your 10th house of career, so you are in for a really big professional reinvention. And it might not happen overnight, right? It might take a while, because when Jupiter goes into your second house on August 19th, December 24th, it will be squaring Saturn in your 11th. So you do have some kind of responsibilities that you're handling, some kind of maybe heavy questions that you need to address. That could mean looking at your associations and people in your corner and be like, do you have my back? Are you somebody I trust? Is it worth investing into? So there might be a little bit of like delays and tensions between collaborators and your friends as you move towards your dreams. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, take advantage of my sale and save $20 on the in-person consultation on the year 2024, or you can save $40 and book and get a recorded reading. Links and coupon codes are down below. If you are a Gemini rising, Jupiter is spending the first 6 months of the year in your 12th house. It stays here until May 25th. Early in the year, January 12th and 28th, Jupiter will be trining Mars and Venus in your 8th house, which could be really sort of groundbreaking and could bring you opportunities that are financial. I can see a really nice tax refund. I can see even some kind of potential loan forgiveness or bonus or raise. It's a great time to ask for that, right? Like Mars and Venus. Mars is exalted in Capricorn in your 8th house. Venus is blessing you with access to other people's resources. So whatever you need at that time, be that connections, loans, information, resources, anything you need, do not hesitate to ask people. It could also be a very eye-opening, spiritually healing time. That is in general what Jupiter in the 12th house is about until May 25th for you. I think it's very encouraging for spiritual awakening, for growth, for connection with yourself and learning to perhaps release some of the unhealthy tendencies you have. On April 20th, Jupiter will conjoin Uranus, and then between May 22nd, 23rd, it will conjoin Venus in your 12th house. April 20th is a big one, but you can extend the entirety of this like groundbreaking change inside new beginnings to April and May. So April and May are really big, with April 20th being sort of the bullseye. But so Jupiter rules your 7th and 10th houses, and it conjoins Uranus in your 12th house. It also comes together with Venus, and Venus rules your 12th and your 5th houses. And so spiritual change, a realization that the work that you want to do, it's almost like something is coming from your subconscious at this time. You're getting messages through dreams, so pay attention. Start a dream journal this year. You're getting message through intuition, through some kind of downloads, through receiving signs. There might be opportunities to start doing work that is more healing, to start partnerships that are more healing. I could see you getting over a difficult, challenging sort of karmic problem that you have been tied into. If you have been, waiting on something, if you have been waiting on a contract to finish, or if you have been waiting on like the other person to give you something, right? This could be very much the time you hear good news, you receive breakthroughs, you get freedom of sorts, right? Like, because what is Jupiter doing if not going into your first house of self? It's not going to be fully free. It will be squaring Saturn, so you're still going to have to deal with heaviness and karma and hard work related to career. But you are sort of getting reborn. You're closing a chapter in your life and you're getting ready to move ahead. Jupiter, moving ahead, right? So at this time, you can experience quite big gains through spiritual work, through practicing meditation, through doing yoga, becoming a yoga teacher, becoming a mindfulness guide, through doing creative work, imaginative work, because of that, Venus ruling your fifth house, through like being honest with yourself in terms of what's unhealthy and perhaps letting that go. And through also being honest with yourself about what is bringing you most pleasure and what are you perhaps rejecting, neglecting, not watering, right? Like, what seeds need to be watered? Do you need to invest more time into therapy? Do you need to practice yoga more? How can you nurture your soul so that the rest of your life can bloom? Is my question for you, Gemini rising. And then in May 25th, Jupiter goes in your first house. This is lovely. Jupiter in the first house is a time of growth, expansion, change of your role in the collective. It's the time when you're becoming more focused on your physical body. You're becoming ready. You're like getting ready to change. Of course, there's still the square to Saturn between August 19th, December 24th. Saturn is in your 10th house. So you're still dealing with some kind of karma around bosses, work, public life. Things are maybe moving a little bit slower. You're dealing with some kind of delays. But Uranus is also going to go in your first house, and that is in 2025. So you are almost out of the woods, right? But there might be like these breakthroughs that you experience next year. Start growing your spiritual side, start doing therapy, but just be ready to be patient also. In June, Jupiter will also, early June 2nd, Jupiter will trine Pluto in your 9th house, which is suggestive of that new role that you are getting ready to take, including 9th house topics. So education, teaching, or learning, writing, maybe sharing some of your wisdom, taking on a role of somebody who influences and shapes the minds of other people. Travel, starting a travel agency or going on some kind of long round trip, around the world trip. And legal matters, like if you're thinking of becoming a lawyer, for example. And there's also like, I think what's going on, what I'm picking up the most is your mind opening up. So the success for you next year lies in learning, in exploring the spiritual side of yourself and nurturing, sort of watering the seeds of that spiritual, soulful living. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has for you personally, take advantage of my sale. It runs until the end of January. You can save $20 off the in-person consultation, or you can save $40 off the recorded reading to find out what the year has in store for you. Links and coupon codes are down below. If you are a Cancer rising, Jupiter is in Taurus, your 11th house, until May 25th, 2024. Jupiter loves 11th house. It's considered to be in its joy in the 11th house because as the planet of wisdom and optimism and growth, 11th house has access to the large community. So Jupiter being in your 11th house is blessing you right now with better connections, with opportunities through other people, with expansion of your network, with new dreams, and sort of encouraging you to dream big. Between January 12th, January 28th, Venus and Mars in your 7th house in Capricorn will be trining Jupiter. So here you're like either starting new relationships, there could be romantic relationships that come through friends, or starting to date a friend, or a friend setting you up with someone. You can also be starting partnerships with your significant other. and almost like joining forces that let your dreams come true and sort of bring your dreams closer to you. April, May are huge, with April 20th being the sort of the highlight, the biggest transit of the year, and then May 22nd, 23rd is the cherry off on top. So April 20th, Jupiter in your 11th conjoins Uranus. May 22nd, 23rd is Jupiter conjunct Venus. Much shorter, much quicker transit, still quite beneficial and has sort of similar themes, right? So Jupiter conjunct Uranus. Jupiter rules your 6th and it rules your 9th. And Venus is also here. She rules your 11th and your 4th. So new dreams, new sort of sudden dreams. North Node is also in your 10th house. So there's also a lot of focus on changing, reshaping your professional life, right? Like with North Node in the 10th, eclipses happening in the 10th. You are expanding your vision of yourself and your vision of the world and your place in it. It's a great time to connect with other people, go to a networking event, ask friends you have for guidance, ask them, what do they see you doing? What do they think would be the best job for you, right? Like you never know. This is truly a kind of a joyful, beautiful time to get opportunities, to get support from people in your community, to connect with people, to even doing work on social media, right? Jupiter rules the 6th and the 9th. Are you maybe interested in becoming a teacher? Are you interested in becoming an interpreter? Are you interested in sharing legal advice with other people? Social media, friendships, even siblings can be super crucial and super supportive right now. It could also be, I think, like a very financially potentially beneficial time. But I think what's happening more than anything else is you're planting seeds for the next 12 years of what do you want to be doing, what your role in the world will be. Like think really happy thoughts at this time, because Jupiter has a tendency to expand anything it touches. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, it will grow your negative thoughts. So believe in yourself, right? Believe in yourself, invest in yourself at this time. And then between May 25th and June 9th, Jupiter will tiptoe and spend the next year in your 12th house, which will be the time of travel, potentially. It will be the time of kind of you being isolated a little bit and maybe growing through alone time. You are more interested in spiritual development. You're more interested in astrology, tarot. You're more interested in therapy. Jupiter will be trining Pluto on June 2nd in your 8th house. So you're freeing yourself both from physical, like financial obligations, and you're also freeing yourself from karmic entanglements with other people. Maybe you are in a marriage that is not happy. Maybe you are in a relationship that is burdensome. And so Jupiter in the 12th, I think, will encourage you to free yourself, and the freedom may come and opportunities, success may come through imaginative work, through foreign lands, through helping other people, volunteering, doing sort of work that is spiritually fulfilling, and almost like taking the focus a little bit away from yourself and your personal problems as you connect with other people who are struggling. There will be a bit of a difficulty between, August 19th, December 24th. Jupiter will be squaring Saturn in the 9th. So there could be some kind of like legal delay, education sort of problem, maybe some exams, some duties, some, like heaviness and seriousness you have to address when it comes to travel, when it comes to writing, when it comes to education. So Saturn will just make sure you're not jumping the gun and moving slowly. But I think there's so many things to be excited about, and keep in mind that you got to think happy thoughts. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, take advantage of my sale. Until the end of January, you can save $20 on the in-person consultation to find out what the year has in store for you, or you can save $40 on the recorded reading. Links and coupon codes are down below. Now, if you are a Leo rising, this is big. All of my fixed signs are getting a really sort of major transit, with Jupiter being in Taurus and conjoining Uranus on April 20th. So Leo rising, Jupiter is traveling through your 10th house until May 25th, 2024. Jupiter has stationed direct on December 30th, it has more power to bless you, more power to create opportunities and create abundance. Early in the year, January 12th, January 28th, Venus and Mars are in your 6th, trining Jupiter in the 10th. I can see this as your hard work getting rewarded. The reward can be financial. The reward could be maybe you're getting a chance to take a vacation or something after like a really long period of investing a lot into the job. Lots of sort of opportunities, I think, to get recognized early in the year, but until May 25th and April 20th, May 22nd, 23rd are the luckiest, sort of the happiest dates, but the entirety of April, the entirety of May, Jupiter will be conjoining, it will be in close proximity to Uranus, and then later in May it will be conjoining Venus also. So the first one is a bigger one. Jupiter conjunct Venus between May 22nd, 23rd is like the cherry on top, I've been calling this. It's just like a good, happy transit, but it maybe lasts about 6 days, while Jupiter conjunct Uranus on the 20th of April is the start of a new 12-year cycle, right? So Jupiter comes together with Uranus, and you're getting a chance to reinvent your career. Your professional life, your image in the world is changing. And for those of you who have a career, right, this could be a sudden opportunity. Jupiter rules your 5th and your 8th. And so the sudden opportunity can include a creative project. It can include children, whether that means your creative project is becoming a parent, or your creative project is becoming, has to do with being someone in childcare potentially. There could be writing opportunities, right? There could be, I think whatever is happening professionally is just allowing you to do work that is either financially more beneficial, or is more freeing, or it's more joyful. And so be on the lookout for opportunities, ask for more, talk to your boss at this time, April, May, be like, is there more for me? I am ready. I am here, help me. Talk to other people in your environment, ask them for advice, you never know who knows someone, right? It's like we're all, what is that? Like 6 degrees of separation. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody else. I don't know if that's accurate. It's just something popped in my head. But there's just definitely like a lot more possibilities for manifestation. Focus on thinking happy thoughts, because Jupiter can expand anything it touches, and that could also involve negative thoughts. But I see this as like lucky breaks, supportive encounters, unique opportunities that come through someone you meet in the line at your at the coffee shop in your building, in your work building you work at. And also like doing work that includes Jupiterian pursuits, right? Like Jupiter is all about empowering, teaching, traveling, writing, so you can experience breakthroughs and change that involves those type of things. Come May 25th and until June 9th, 2025, Jupiter will be in Gemini, which is your 11th house. Jupiter is in its joy in the 11th house, and here most of opportunities come from your connections, from people in your network. So once again, similar theme, right? Work with other people, reach out to other people, start podcasts, go on social media. Jupiter in the 11th can be really beneficial for social media, for your community, for starting projects with friends. It's also going to be trining Pluto in your 7th house on June 2nd, which could be a sign of like new powerful partnerships, or starting a partnership, starting a business with your significant other, starting to date the person that you're friends with right now, but maybe something shifts, right? So powerful partnerships, powerful relationships. You are still, to be a little bit realistic for a second, August 19th, December 24th next year, Jupiter in your 11th house will be squaring Saturn in the 8th. So as you are exploring these new possibilities, new partnerships, new professional relationships, you're still somehow tied to other people with Saturn in the 8th. Maybe your child needs daycare, and you're trying to figure out how to start a business while still, or maybe your child needs braces. I don't know. What is expensive that children need? Anything, everything, right? Maybe you're waiting, maybe you're paying off some debts and you don't have a ton of cash laying around. Maybe you're taking care of your rent while your spouse is struggling financially. So you're going to have to balance things a little bit as you navigate these sort of, personal versus dreams. I guess dreams versus dependencies and obligations. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, take advantage of my sale that lasts until the end of January and get your year ahead reading. You can save $20 on the in-person consultation with the coupon code down below, or you can save $40 on the recorded reading in the shop section of my website. Links and coupon codes are down below. So now, if you are a Virgo rising, Jupiter is traveling through your 9th house until May 25th, 2024. Jupiter in the 9th brings blessings through education. It brings a more positive, optimistic attitude. It's encouraging you to connect with foreigners. It's encouraging you to connect with teachers, to sort of go on trips, to write, to expand your mind, right? On January 12th and on January 28th, Venus and Mars in your 5th house of romance, creativity, children, pleasure will be trining Jupiter. So I can see this as taking a class that is, maybe you're learning about sex or tantra or something like that. Maybe you're just finding more pleasure in whatever you're learning, right? Maybe there's some kind of happy development when it comes to your child and their education. So taking action in terms of learning something, taking classes, exploring your hobbies could be a source of success here. April and May are really big. April 20th is the biggest transit of the year, arguably. You can argue with me, but I think it's the biggest one. And then May 22nd, 23rd is the cherry on top. So April 20th, Jupiter, the ruler of your 4th and the 7th, will conjoin Uranus in the 9th house. And between May 22nd, 23rd, Jupiter will conjoin Venus also in the 9th house. And Venus also brings in topics of the 2nd and the 9th houses, because that's the houses she rules. So we're still continuing with that theme of lucky breaks, opportunities, breakthroughs in the sector of education, travel, law, writing, publishing, and your mindset. So on a spiritual level, this could be the time that you are finding a different religion, finding a different spiritual way of being. So explore yoga, explore meditation, invest into the study of, psychotherapy, invest into the study of geography, go on a trip. This could be very sort of joyful for you and bring you a lot of success too, because you don't know who you're going to meet there, right? You might be encountering people that become your romantic interest, or they become your next teacher, or they tell you about a living opportunity, or maybe you meet them and you go on a retreat with them and you decide to move to a brand new country. So there is a lot of, I think, expansion and growth in your mind that then spirals and turns into you becoming kind of embodying a different role in the world that once again involves travel, education, writing, publishing. Because what's happening next, right, is Jupiter on May 25th is ingressing in your 10th house of career for a year. So after you've had this ideological shift, after you've invested in education or started studying or completed education or went on a life-altering trip or connected with a teacher, right, learned about a different school of thought, Jupiter is entering your house of career, now giving you opportunities to take this and turn that into a calling, turn that into a job, get sort of more opportunities to reinvent your role in the world. Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini, meaning that there might be too many opportunities, too many things that you're trying to figure out. So make sure you're not overloading yourself, not overextending yourself, trying to satisfy everything. Jupiter will be trining Pluto in the 6th house on June 2nd, 2024, which to me reads as you're starting some kind of project that will be hard, that will be difficult, will require a lot of you, but you're ready to put your, I don't know, you're ready to work hard. You're feeling excited about it. The projects could involve healthcare, becoming a nutritionist, becoming a health provider, a therapist, right? They could involve law, they could involve volunteering, they could involve veterinary work or sort of getting an animal or helping animals. Those are just some things that come to mind. And then August 19th, December 24th could be a bit difficult as Jupiter in the 10th house of career is squaring Saturn in your 7th house. And as you are getting excited and getting new sort of things introduced in your house of professional life, there is still some heavier relationship karma and some pressures that come from your marriage, come from your partner, maybe some business negotiations you have to sort of address in order to have a better attunement and alignment with people you're working with. So, it's almost like Jupiter in the 10th is giving you a chance to teach yoga in Costa Rica, but then your partner needs you, or there is some type of like struggle in a relationship and a business partnership where you cannot go immediately. So try to navigate this with patience. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, take advantage of my sale that lasts until the end of January and book your 2024 year ahead reading. Save $20 on the in-person consultation or save $40 by getting a recorded reading. Links and coupon codes are down below. Now, my beautiful Libra risings. Until May 25th, 2024, Jupiter will be in Taurus, your 8th house. And this is beautiful for partnerships. This is success through getting resources of other people. This is success through collaborations, success through asking for a loan forgiveness, getting a higher tax returns. There is a lot of sort of happy energy coming to your finances and also coming to your partner's life potentially. January 12th, January 28th, Venus and Mars are in your 4th house of home and family living situation, trining Jupiter. So I wonder if for some of you, this could be the money coming in that you need to pay off, maybe money coming from family that helps you pay off a debt, maybe, how pretty are these flowers? Gemini moon moment, sorry. But like I bought them today and they're so big, just like if you look at them, the way I carried them, but they're so pretty and so festive. So back to the horoscope. As if you are a Libra rising, you probably are familiar with my Gemini moon distractions once in a while. But yeah, so January has that positive energy, action in the home, benefits coming, gifts coming from home and family, opportunities to invest in your mortgage, opportunities to invest in real estate, maybe make changes to your home, right? And once again, you sort of have the resources you need. You have more power to manifest the resources you need. April and May are both really, really big months. April 20th is arguably the biggest transit of the year as Jupiter, the ruler of your 3rd and 6th houses, conjoins Uranus in your 8th house. May 22nd, 23rd is also beautiful, but much shorter, and that is Jupiter conjunct Venus in the 8th house. And Venus rules you, right? Venus rules you. So once again, breakthroughs when it comes to debts, paying off a debt, getting some kind of beneficial plan, right, that helps you pay it slower, or like it's sort of like you're getting a scholarship, you're getting some kind of governmental support. You're getting a student loan forgiveness. There is maybe a payment is coming your way that you have forgotten about, right? Like a huge tax return. It's a great time to ask for those things. It's a great time to ask someone who owes you money, be like, hey, maybe it's time you pay me back. Your commission may go up. So if you are in a if you have a business, if your work is commission based, this is a great time to sort of speed up your momentum and maybe make more money. This is a great time to make investments, especially if they're of Taurian nature, entertainment, beauty, food, fashion. Yeah, some kind of like financial gains through investments. It's a good time to buy a lottery ticket. It's a good time to tell your partner to buy a lottery ticket, because a lot of times gains here can be coming through the partner and their money and their gains. They might be getting an inheritance. They might be getting some kind of, maybe they're winning a lottery. So great time to buy lottery tickets, great time to work really hard, to start partnerships, to ask other people for recommendations, for advice, for sort of, boost as much as they can boost you. This is really, really great. And then between May 25th and June 9th, 2024, Jupiter will be traveling through your 9th house. And Jupiter in the 9th house is the time to study. It's the time to travel. It's the time to expand your mind through philosophical inquiry, through discovering meditation, through discovering yoga, through, maybe trying to be a yoga teacher, which is something I'm thinking about. But yeah, like you may benefit through meeting teachers, through traveling, through going to church, going to temple, going to some kind of place of spiritual retreat. There is a trine in early June. There is a trine to Pluto in the 5th house. So I feel like you're learning about maybe your creative interests, or you're learning about like 5th house has also been the place of competition. And so maybe you're learning about like health and exercise. Maybe you're starting creative partnerships, investing into learning about parenthood, also becoming a teacher of children. Those are some possibilities too. But I think just like connecting with inner passions and dedicating time and learning about them, you will have to struggle a little bit or you will run into some like, more tense, serious times around August 19th and December 24th as Jupiter in your 9th house squares Saturn in the 6th. So it's like, you feel excited about this new project and you're ready to book a ticket to go meditate in France, but your child gets sick, or your work sort of load is really heavy right now and you don't know how to balance it all. So you will need to be patient, and you will need to practice sort of weighing pros and the cons and moving slowly, and maybe needing to sacrifice something in order to make the other thing work, or maybe postpone things in order to make things work in the future. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, book a reading with me and save $20 on the in-person consultation if you book a year ahead reading, or save $40 on the recorded option in the shop section of my website. Links and coupon codes are down below. If you are a Scorpio rising, this is a big deal because it's an angular house that is getting activated for you by Jupiter transiting Taurus, your 7th house, until May 25th, 2024. Jupiter in the 7th house tends to bring blessings via relationships, new opportunities in the life of your partner, and sort of gains and growth of the partnership, which could show up through very sort of different ways. And I will cover those in a second. In January, and January 12th, January 28th, Mars and Venus will be in your 3rd house, trining Jupiter in the 7th. And I can see here developments of business, developments of partnerships, new agreements, new contracts, the action you're taking. Maybe you're signing some kind of contract, or you're making a partnership official. There might be some exams you're taking, or a very, I think, like important communication that is happening in your relationship. The biggest sort of highlight of 2024, the biggest transit occurs between April and May. So it happens on April 20th, and that is Jupiter conjunct Uranus in your 7th house. And then we get a really lovely transit that lasts like about a week in May. The exact one is May 22nd, 23rd, but you could give it like, 4 days on each side. And that is Jupiter conjoining Venus in your 7th house. So April 20th is the one that I want to focus on, because that is a transit that happens once every 12 years, sometimes 13 years. And Last time we had it was like in 2010 and 11. So, you know, definitely a long, like a rare transit. And last time we had it in Taurus would have been in 1941. So forever ago. So Jupiter and Uranus together is the time of sudden opportunities, breakthroughs, and new developments. And here we're looking at your house of relationships, contracts, partnerships, business, or other sort of significant one-on-one relationships. And so here the breakthroughs can involve moving in together with the person you're with, getting engaged, getting married, starting a partnership, starting a business, making things official in your business. You are very much benefiting at this time and finding success through joining forces with others. I'm getting crazy light at this time. It's this kind of energy is like, you know, you never know who you know. You never know what your contacts, people in your life, what they know or what they have access to. So you can definitely experience a lot of success at this time by like reaching out to people, asking them for help, asking them for connections. For some of you, I can see growth through becoming a parent, right? Jupiter rules your second house of money and values and the fifth house of romance, creativity, and children. So starting a family, moving into a new home, starting a passion project with your partner, maybe making, sort of taking your dreams to the next level, to a place where you sign a contract on a great location for your business. There's definitely some sort of significant developments there. 1 second. And then in May 25th until June 9th, June 9th, 2025, Jupiter will be in your 8th house in Gemini for an entire year, which is now the time to negotiate, which is now the time to secure loans, secure permits, secure, like, you know, file your taxes, make your business official, apply for some kind of scholarship or debt forgiveness or anything like that. Jupiter in the 8th house brings gains through paying off debts, through inheritance, through, once again, resources of other people. So if early in the year you started a partnership with someone, later in the year is the time when you're actually solidifying things and making things official and signing contracts and figuring out responsibilities and flow in that relationship or in that business partnership. Jupiter in the 8th could bring higher commission, bigger sales, more sort of opportunities, other people reaching out to you, suggesting you start a partnership, suggesting you know, do a promo for them if you're an influencer or something like that. There's also a trine to Pluto in the 4th house in early June. So the finances, the gains, the benefits you're receiving could have to do with investing into a property, also dealing, you know, sort of healing family karma, maybe family, your living situation, your family dynamics, all of those improving as you are growing and as you are becoming more aware of what you want, also as like other people are coming into your life. There will be a little bit of tension and pressures around mid-August and in late December, as Jupiter in your 8th house will square Saturn in the 5th. So you may either have to deal with some kind of pressures coming from the sector of relationships, creativity, and children, some kind of sudden expenses that you maybe haven't foreseen, or, you know, something that sort of takes your attention away and checks whether you're ready to receive the blessings. But besides that, there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of possible success for you, as long as you are not missing out on opportunities and connections that are coming into your life. And if you'd like to know what 2024, the rest of 2024 has in store for you, take advantage of my sale. You can currently save $20 on the in-person consultation, or save $40 and get a recorded reading in the shop section of my website. Links and coupon codes are down below. For Sagittarius rising, you are the child of Jupiter, right? So Jupiter is the star of this video, and this is extra important for you because you are a Jupiterian baby. So until May 26, 2024, Jupiter is transiting your 6th house. Early in the year, January 12th, 28th, Jupiter will be trining Mars and Venus in your second house of money and values. And this feels like maybe early in the year you will feel some kind of like financial boost, or you will feel a boost in confidence and you will receive financial rewards. You may be receiving returns on investments. Jupiter being in your sixth house until May 25th is good for taking action in your health, for seeing doctors, for sort of improving your routines in health. It could be beneficial with work, where there's more work, there's more opportunities. So maybe in January you are getting, you're getting like a tax return, or you're getting some kind of payment that you've been waiting for. April and May are really important. On April 20th, we get the biggest transit of the year, and that is Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in your sixth house. Jupiter rules you, and it also rules your fourth house of home, family, living situation. In May 22nd, 23rd, Jupiter will also conjoin Venus, which is lovely, but a little bit smaller. So April 20th, give it, this transit basically starts building in April, lasts until May. So you can say it's April and May, but April 20th is the exact hit. And Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is the sign of sudden windfalls, sudden opportunities, sudden breakthroughs, right? Like things sort of opening up. Sixth house is the place of hurdles. Sixth house is the place of difficulty and things that we deal with in our work life. Maybe there's a project that you've been investing a lot of time in and sort of needing to micromanage or needing to make adjustments. Maybe there's a health issue. Maybe you've been working out and the progress has been really slow. Maybe you have a child that has developmental problems, and you finally see some kind of breakthrough. You see some change. You see a reward for the hard work that you have done. So my advice to you, Sagittarius rising, this year to find success, you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing and persevering through difficulty, because that's where you will get the biggest results and the biggest opportunities. The change, because Jupiter rules you and it rules your house of home, family, living situation. This could also apply to maybe separating yourself from old family karma. This could apply to you moving if you've been really struggling and trying to figure out a different place to live. This could also bring a sense of like fulfillment and accomplishment through taking on projects that serve other people, through volunteering, through working with animals, even like getting a dog that becomes the sort of source of light and joy and happiness in your life could be great around this time. And then on May 25th, Jupiter enters Gemini, your seventh house, where she, where Jupiter will stay until June 9th. And this is beneficial for relationships. There is a trine to Pluto in your third house. So relationships that are business partnerships that allow you to utilize your skills and your knowledge, maybe starting some kind of new agreement with another person. There could also be new romantic opportunities coming your way. Maybe, the third house, maybe it has to do with dating a neighbor or dating someone you meet in your neighborhood or someone you meet through your sibling potentially as well. But it could also be a very, like June especially, could be a very intellectually busy, charged time when you're exploring new ideas, starting new professional relationships, business relationships. The progress you have been making will be tested in mid-August and late December, as Jupiter in the seventh house of relationships squares Saturn in the fourth house of home, family, and living situation. So you sort of get like a pushback and maybe a need to address some kind of family karma and set better boundaries, and like you move into a new home and you realize that there's some work that needs to be done is the type of energy I can see here. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, take advantage of my sale that lasts until the end of January. You can save $20 on the in-person consultation, year ahead reading specifically, or you can save $40 if you get a recorded reading in the shop section of my website. Now, if you are a Capricorn rising, Jupiter is traveling through your fifth house until May 25th. On January 12th, January 28th, it will trine Mars and Venus in your first house, and you can expect more romantic, creative opportunities, a chance to change your look, a chance to become a parent, potentially to present your creative side to the world. The biggest energy is, of course, April 20th, and that is Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is the biggest transit of the year. This is felt very strongly the entirety of April, the entirety of May, but April 20th is the big hit. We're also going to have the final hooray before Jupiter leaves Taurus, and that is May 22nd, 23rd, when Jupiter conjoins Venus in your 5th house. But this is so like fertile. So, it's like the moist soil. I know people laugh when I say this, but it's literally true. Taurus is the most fertile sign. And take it as resonates with you. Some people will be super thrilled about the possibility of pregnancy because this is very much pregnancy, right? This is conception of something. For others, it has nothing to do with like babies. It has more to do with creative inspiration, some kind of breakthrough where you get the connection you've been needing. You hear your screenplay gets sold, you get rewarded for like the writing competition that you entered. So taking creative action, taking romantic action, a relationship sort of blooming and turning into a joyful, harmonious, like future-oriented connection. Jupiter rules your 12th house and your 3rd house. And so I can see this as a time of like getting away with with a partner, having deep conversations, maybe starting some kind of spiritual and creative writing project with a sibling, a neighbor, or like your creative buddy. Meeting a romantic connection if you're single is a possibility here, but like very like fertile again, and whatever you think about, whatever you focus on expands. So be extra careful of thinking negative thoughts and instead try to be positive. It's also a really like April 20th, April, May are really lovely for making investments and taking risks. Sort of, I would never encourage you to like gamble your life away, but if you make some kind of thoughtful investment in a Taurian field, which is real estate, which is fashion, beauty, food, anything like that could be highly, highly beneficial at this time. I can also see this as like some kind of really important turn where you're realizing what brings you pleasure and you're just having a sense of like understanding that, okay, this is what I want to be doing with my life. On May 25th until June 9th, Jupiter enters your 6th house and will stay here for the next year, right? May 25th, 24, June 9th, 2025. And this will expand the amount of duties you have. They expand the amount of responsibilities, the amount of work. It could be really beneficial for investing into something that requires hard work, like, writing that screenplay, nurturing yourself if you're pregnant, kind of building that business and doing some kind of work that requires persevering. So here you're really encouraged to persevere. In mid-August and December 24th, Jupiter will square Saturn in your 3rd house. So you will have to deal with some kind of, maybe challenges related to writing, challenges related to communication. Just have a bit of like heavy conversations, do some negotiations and deal with maybe some bureaucracy even, or some sort of logistical issues. But I do like that early in June, there's also a trine between Jupiter in the 6th house and Pluto in the 2nd. So that reads to me as a change in your values, a change in your resources, a change in your finances. So maybe if you do follow Anastasia's advice and buy invest in some kind of stocks, like, I don't know, food company or whatever, like maybe in June is when you receive some kind of rewards. And the more intellectual, techie, scientific it is in June, if you're making new investments, the better. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, what, these and other transits, what's happening in your chart, you can take advantage of the sale I'm currently running until the end of January. And get $20 off the in-person consultation or save $40 and get a recorded reading in the shop section of my website. If you are an Aquarius rising, this is a big deal. We're talking about Jupiter conjoining Uranus in your 4th house of home, family, living situation. So angular signs, my Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus are feeling this lucky energy the most. Not to say the rest of us won't benefit, but you guys are, the stars here. So Jupiter is in your 4th house until May 25th. In January, on the 12th and 28th, Venus and Mars in the 12th house will be trining this Jupiter. So this feels like early in the year, and maybe you are getting away, or you're traveling, or you're closing some kind of chapter, you're healing family karma, you are experiencing breakthroughs, you're like, if it is getting away, if you are traveling somewhere, that could be very rewarding for you, to a point that maybe you realize that you want to move to that place that you're traveling to. If you do, that would be a big change. Let me know. But the biggest 2 months in 2024 that I'd like to highlight are April and May. And April 20th brings the biggest transit of the entire year, in my opinion, and that is Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in your 4th house of home and family. So for you, success this year lies in building a new home for yourself, and building strong familial connections, in investing in family business, in investing in real estate, because Jupiter expands everything it touches. It can expand blessings. It can also expand negative thinking. So make sure you're focusing on the positives, right? And so Uranus brings sudden shifts of fortune. So this could be the house you put on the market getting sold and you getting a huge chunk of money. This could be you finding a home, right? This could be your family business inviting you to take over, right? This could be some kind of real estate opportunity that maybe, I don't know, like a friend suggests that you buy a property with them and become half restaurant owners. Like a restaurant co-owner with them. So that is really nice. You are also, I think, on some level, this could be eye-opening in terms of, if we're talking about healing early in the year, you are finding some sort of sense of security within yourself. And I think you're starting to rely on yourself more and understand what makes you happy, what makes you secure, what makes you feel safe. But gains from family, working with family, investing in real estate, working from home, doing some kind of property management. This is where the biggest gains for you are this year. And then in late May, 22nd, 23rd, Jupiter will also conjoin Venus. So there is even more possibility of like financial sort of rewards and changes around home, family, and living situation. And then on May 25th, Jupiter will transition into your 5th house, where it will stay for a year until June 9th, 2025. So Jupiter going into your 5th house will highlight your need for creative self-expression. It will encourage you to give birth to babies. So it could be like the time when you're focusing on becoming a parent, and that's where a lot of joy lies for you. Or it could be the time when you're starting creative projects. There's a trine in early June from Jupiter to Pluto in your 1st house. So you are developing yourself, you're finding inner strength through parenthood, through creativity, through love. Maybe you're meeting a new partner. Maybe you are, like I said, starting new projects. You're finding joy and you're finding pleasure. And I can also see this as some kind of like sexual awakening or, exciting time. There will be a little bit of pressures around money in August and December, as Jupiter in your 5th house of joy and things you'd rather do squares Saturn in the house of money and values. So you may run into a conflict of values between you and your partner, maybe tension around raising a child, but it can also be very much like, well, I have this project that I'm passionate about and excited about, but I don't have enough money to handle it. So perhaps you need to take a step back and rethink your resources, reconsider how you are spending and investing money. And if you'd like to know what the year ahead has in store for you, take advantage of my sale and save $20 on the face-to-face consultation. or save $40 on the recorded reading in the shop section of my website. This lasts until the end of the month, and it's a really great deal. Now, if you are a Pisces rising, you are ruled by Jupiter, so this is quite important for you as well. Your chart ruler is traveling through your third house until May 25th. On January 12th, January 28th, it will be trining Venus and Mars in Capricorn in your 11th house. So in general, Jupiter being in your third house until May 25th is beneficial for changing your mindset. It's beneficial for like on some level, just really sort of shuffling around the way you handle everyday life and starting with the way you look at things. So it could be a very eye-opening time where you are starting to think more positively, where you're changing your routines, where you're changing your protocols, where you're starting to learn new things, you're expanding your knowledge, expanding your skills, maybe connecting with different people. So it's highly beneficial for any communication projects, for new connections, for working with siblings, for starting a business, even for moving, because third house represents your everyday environment. And so when Jupiter comes in there, it expands the potential of what is possible. So January 12th, January 28th, Jupiter in the third, trining Venus and Mars in the 11th, suggesting some kind of supportive energy coming from your network. You are taking action to be more of a leader. You can benefit through talking to people that surround you, to reaching out to friends and maybe brainstorming with them or starting partnerships with them. April and May are really big. On April 20th, Jupiter conjoins Uranus, which is once in like 12, 13 years aspect, right? Last time we had it in 2010-11, so it's been a while at this point. And so here Jupiter conjoins Uranus in the third house, and Jupiter rules you, your first house, and it rules your 10th house. And you are going through some kind of shift that affects your career and that affects your identity. So it definitely could bring professional opportunities, right? Like the third house is like I want freedom in the way I handle my life, in the way I present myself, and the way I move through my everyday life. So starting a business is very likely here. Starting a blog, starting a new, even a vlog, becoming a YouTuber or something, I can see as a possibility here. Your new ideas that you're taking on to the next level. Maybe new ideas means you start like a side business, or maybe new ideas encourage you to write. Maybe they encourage you to connect with your community differently. So here you're really benefiting through your mind, you're benefiting through your ideas, and you can take that and ask your boss to be like, hey, I have this great idea. How about you compensate me accordingly? You're gaining through, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but like writing, translation, blogging, vlogging, business, sales, working with new people, connecting with like others, teaching, anything that involves your skills, anything that involves your mind becomes highly beneficial. So if you've always been interested in tarot, right, you may decide to start taking clients, and it sort of blows up in the next couple of years. And then on May 25th until June 9th, 2025, Jupiter will go into your fourth house, into Gemini. And that part of the year will become a little bit more, I think, introspective. You tend to kind of crave familial relationships, but you may experience more benefits through family. There can be sort of resources they're providing you. There might be more opportunities to invest in real estate, to move. There is a trine to Pluto on June 2nd in your 12th house. So this could be very like spiritual gains, right? Where you're healing the past, but it could also be an opportunity to move, relocate, leave something behind in order to welcome something new. You can see benefits through real estate, which I mentioned. There could also be family business. There could be property management, or any sort of like real estate property development type benefits that come through. Maybe even buying a land. Or, like I said, like a family member, I don't know, sending you a check as a gift, as a birthday gift or something like that. So there could be more benefits. Mid-August, late December, Jupiter will square Saturn in the first, which to me is suggestive that you're just struggling to balance it all because Saturn is still in your first house. You're still presenting yourself as this mature person. You're still dealing with a lot of responsibilities around work, around your health. And so these new beginnings in the home family living situation you will just need to balance them with the duties that you already have on your plate. And if you'd like to know what's ahead for you personally in 2024, take advantage of my sale. Lasts until the end of January. You can save $20 off the in-person consultation, or you can save $40 and get the recorded reading in the shop section of my website. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please share it with other people in your life. Send it to them. Please leave a like, a comment. Say what you thought, share your thoughts. How has Jupiter already been for you? Because this is not like a brand new energy. I would appreciate any feedback, any, words from you guys. And thank you again for watching. Happy New Year. Have a great new year and have a wonderful 2024. I will be with you every step of the way, sharing all of my insights about the transits. Bye, guys.